Hello, this is your sleepless god back with What If Lucifer Was Looking for a Mate? Part 2. So, last time we left off, we were talking about two countries in particular and the differences between these countries. And then we went to a soldier named Gabriel. Gabriel is a soldier part of the free nation of where there is slaverism, but mostly of the people that are free. They can do almost whatever they want. And that he was portrayed by his best friend to get his basically sister and their daughters out of the kingdom and into peace. He was stabbed in the back and injured when he was running away. The earth swallowed him whole as he fell into hell, smashing to the ground as a battle was raging on. As he was healed up and put into a medical tent, as when he finally woke up, they instantly gave him a sword and said, "Fight." Now, when they gave him a sword and said, "Fight," that's not a joke. The battle was raging. Anytime there's a healed person, and magic does exist, anytime there's a healed person, instantaneously, they're ready for war. Instantaneously, they're fighting. So when he's healed, he had a level 1 sword, and it was fought. He's now a level 1 demon. Now, the fight is merciless. There's bodies laying down on the ground, bloody as X. So what he does is he strategizes. He's a level 1. He knows he's a level 1, and somehow, some way, with his eyes, he can see the level of each one of the creatures. He doesn't know how he's doing this, but he can see it. So what he does is he gets muddy, he gets bloody. He uses the demon blood and the angel blood and covers it around himself as a mask, and he closes his eyes, at least one of them peeking out. And then he uses strategy. Well, anytime he sees a level 4, 3, 2, or even 5 of an angel cross his path, he lunges out, stabs him a couple times without them noticing, lets them pass a little bit, slashes a couple times in the back and lets them ground him, and then kills them, and then goes back to the ground game. Keeps on doing that. He gets to the point where he's so proficient at it and so clean at it that he's actually level 10 already. The leveling up process is just like a video game. More and more people you kill, the more important people levels get. But if you, let's say, our main character slash someone and another demon finally kills them, they both get whoever does the most damage. So if our main character at level 5 does 5 damage and another person does 10 damage, they'll get more XP than our main character, Gabriel. But if he's doing 10 damage and the other person's doing 10 damage, they'll do equal XP to each other. But he slowly starts getting good at this and slowly starts changing up his strategies to the point when he gets to level 10, he starts sneaking. Basically getting into troop numbers where there's maybe 3 low-level creatures, or even 2 high-level creatures, and then killing them in the back. Starts adding up the troops and got to the point where he's now level 20, level 25, doing these strategizing, cutting down groups of 3 to 4 high-level ones because he's just stealthy, and because he's behind enemy lines. They're not thinking, oh, all the demons are front, we gotta fight them. They're not thinking there's a one below him. And there's also the archers. He sees them when he's fighting. They're undefended completely in the back. They're completely undefended, but the demons' armies are completely front heavy. It's an equal front, but they're completely front heavy, and the archers are completely bind to the people below them. So what he means by that is that he can kill maybe 3 of them in a row, and the archers don't even know. The people beside them don't even know. So he starts doing that, and he gets to a point where he's level 50 already in the first fight. And he starts looking around, and he realizes with the troops numbers, with the demons and the angels that he's the highest level soldier out there right now. So what he does is he hits, not counting the archers. There's a couple archers that are a little bit higher level, but so what he does is he starts hiding to the back, cutting down troop to troop, and then he starts rushing forward behind. He takes almost half of the 1/4 of the angel military out of line, kills 1/4 of them before the angels even notice. I mean, when the angels start noticing, it's already trouble. And he kills almost half of the military force of the angel army before even the angels start noticing, and levels up all the way up to level 69. I know. At the end of that battle, and the archers, they have an arrow limit, obviously, managed by their level. So he realized this later when he starts asking questions like, where's our archers? Like, well, our archers are somewhere else in a different battle. Like, how many fucking archers do we have? Like, because it's a special unit. You have to be specialized on that. So, what does he do? He grabs, because everyone in the unit that he's in right now, he's the highest level of them. There's a couple level 45s, a couple level 50s, but he's the highest level. And how the demon army works is wherever the highest level is leading. So what he does is he sets up an ambush or two, because he knows that the angel army is going to go to the main front line. And the archers don't fly all the time. The archers are the only angels with actual wings that fly and are shooting arrows above. But they're not going to fly all the time. They're going to stay on the ground game. And then when the final battle starts, or when they're getting close, they're going to actually pop up, so that they're not just main targets for the couple minutes. So they're going to pop up and start shooting. So what he does? Assaults. He lets the troops of small, low-level angel troops pass, and then he rushes down and slaughters them. And slaughters all of them. He gets to the point where his team is so good at that, and he starts gaining more troops as he's collecting demons as he keeps on going, killing these troops. As his group is getting so good at sneaking up and massacring entire troop numbers that they have a new nickname for their troop number, and it's called the Silent Death, because they only hear them when you die. And he's getting so good at that he's now level 101, and it's been only 3 days. People have sent years, and I mean years mean like centuries. Hell, time lasts longer than normal time. But he spent 3 days here, and he's already level 101. Massacring troops. And he's archers, because he's changing people's classes, are even higher level than the archers, like, because he's not focusing on like speed. So the archers in the normal demon fleet are like, they can shoot fast because they're not going to shoot accurately. They're shooting into bodies. They're going to hit something no matter what. But his troops, he wants them to for distance. So what he wants is his archers are going to be back. And I mean, the front lines are almost a half a kilometer away. So what he's doing is his archers are going to be accurate as fuck. Because he doesn't want his troops to die, and he wants his archers to hit every time. And his ambushes needed archers. So it's getting to the point where half his military front is now archers. And they're accurate, and they're stealthy, and they're ready to kill. Now, this is where we go into what archers do. See, archers' levels are very similar to demon levels, but it doesn't matter. It just matters how many arrows they have. So, like, if you're level 1, you have 1 arrow, but if you're level, like, 500, you have 500 arrows, all at that level. That's why, like, even if you're level 250, you're gonna run out of arrows sometime, and you're gonna have to take a break. It takes an hour for the arrows to recharge, and you're gonna have to wait that hour out, and then you can go back to the front line. So archers are like really useful but risky at the same time because you're not gonna have them all at the front lines all the time. You're gonna have maybe half of them, but for him it's fine. For his to have all of his archers on the military front is completely fine because they're so accurate that you know that they're gonna hit. Now, because of his 101 status, this is where he gets his special ability. Now, abilities come from leveling up to level 100. And your blade changes. His blade completely went black. Completely went black. And with like little red marks, but like completely black. As he chose dust. So what dust does is he can if he uses two technically 5 mana, and mana is whatever your level is. So if he's level 101, he has 101 mana. He uses 5 mana. He can turn into this dust cloud of things, and he can move from there to all the way up to 10 feet from that area and land without getting hurt. So let's say someone tries to slash at him, he can turn into a dust cloud, and that dust he will not get injured. It will go through the dust cloud. He can move 5 feet from that person and keep him going. And when he got this, he used this to the extreme. And when I mean to the extreme, I mean to the extreme of abilities. He pushed everything now, because he's now getting to the point where the war is getting lengthy, and he knows if he doesn't fucking do something, the war is gonna get brutal. So he starts fighting even harder because he forgets that he's in hell. Because this is so normal to him. This is not different. When he fights, it's not that he sees demons or angels or demons. When he starts fighting, he sees people, because this is normal for him. This is his battlefield. These are his soldiers, and he's a couple of his soldiers, especially his archer and his second command, has both equal to a 100 when he's now when he finally got to 300. He is now level 300 and working for another ability. He chose Fireball. You can guess what that does. Mash Fireball. But what his commanding officer is his name is Warshak. He weighs a massive blade, and he can cut down almost 3 soldiers at the same time. His other soldier, female, named Kara, is a massive archer. Her ability is called Dragon Arrow. She can shoot one of her arrows, and it will become a dragon and slam into the battlefield of Mazda. Now she runs the entire archer fleet, and he runs the entire military operation. So his second command technically runs the entire military, like really like commanding the soldiers. But they both talk to him about military strategy. Now, like everyone military strategy wise kind of sucks ass on both fronts, like no joke, because they're not fighting like soldiers, they're fighting like machinery. They're just killing each other. they because they know they're gonna come back. They're not fighting like they're gonna die. Like every blow matters. They're fighting like, oh, I'm gonna come back, so it doesn't even matter. He teaches his soldiers mentally and physically that if you die in battle, that is dishonor to himself. And now his soldiers, because they've been on with him for so long, they love him because most military operatives, most commanders in his status are cocky, is arrogant. Anytime any devil gets to level 100, and most demons are not to his level yet. Most demons are not to level 300. They're cocky, they're arrogant, and they think they're better than him. He knows he's better, but he doesn't show it straight out. And he listens to other people, and he listens to his commanders, and he listens to people that are maybe smart, that have better ideas, and also he fights with them constantly. So the last battle hits. Slamming into the military front. This is where he comes in. Coming up from behind, slashing down all of the angels. Able to get to 360 at this point. He slashes down half of the angel front as his military union behind him of 1,000 demons. Shooting arrows from a kilometer away, hitting angels in the back, hitting and not striking any demon on the other lines, and kills them all. Now this is his strike of brilliance. See, when you are killed in a different realm, say if you're an angel and you're in heaven and you get killed in hell, it takes an entire year of that time, but both times in both realms last a little bit different than the actual human realm. They are technically longer but quicker in that same sense. So like, it feels like you've been here for like a couple of seconds, but you actually been here for like a couple of months. So even like you being here for like a couple of days, you've really been here for a couple of years, maybe. You have to be actually here for months, but this is a strike of brilliance. See, because with him not knowing that all of his military troop is fine and they're not harmed, he rushes into heaven and starts because they're thinking, oh, they're gonna get their military union back up, they're gonna nah, fuck that shit. They burned heaven to the ground. And I'm gonna explain this battle. He dodges and slices as he parries and moves as every demon is behind him. Even from other commands, he talks to doesn't talk to any of the commanders. The soldiers talk to the other soldiers, and the soldiers rush with him because they believe with him, and they fight with him. And the blood of angels strike the ground, the golden blood, as he burns heaven to the ground. As he finally got to level 500, slashing the throat of an angel. As he finally awakened his last ability. Flame Hydra. As using every magic, every little mana he has left, he burns heaven. He burns it to the ground. As he sends his military array, heaven's archangel Michael is not happy with the flames. As this is where we're going to end it off. Hope you guys liked it. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.